Hi, friends. My name is Paige,
I'm Morgan.
and this is
Girl Manufactured.
Listen or cringe along with us as we look back at music from the It Girls, wannabes, and victims of the tween idol industrial complex.
Which icons broke the mold and which sitcom starlets turned forgotten pop stars still deserve their flowers?
Today we're covering
The Hannah Montana Season 1 soundtrack.
and Meet Miley Cyrus with our special guest,
Woo!
musician, videographer, content creator who consistently cracks me up, Jorden Albright.
I'm so happy to hear that I cracked you up because I'm literally in here just doing whatever. I'm going where the wind takes me, so I'm glad it's working.
Oh, I love it.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Oh my gosh, I'm so happy to be
today.
here.
Yeah. So tell us about your connection to Miley Cyrus.
Gosh.
And Hannah.
I don't know how much time I got to talk about this, so I'm gonna try to
As much as you want, honestly.
I'm from Tennessee, so obviously immediately Miley was a big inspiration for me. Knowing that she was also from Tennessee and was out there doing the pop star thing. I was like maybe, I guess like 9 or 10 years old when like it started premiering Hannah Montana, and it was
were the perfect
amazing.
age then.
Like it was like the best show that's ever happened. So it's been a long time of me loving Miley since I was little. So inspo from day one.
Oh, I can see it. Did you ever have a chance to see her live?
I think I did. I saw her. I was maybe 13. I don't know which tour she was on. I think she was Miley. I didn't see her as Hannah, but I did see her as Miley. Okay. So that was amazing. Yeah.
She was evolving at that point.
Growing into what she is now, and we love her.
Yes. Exactly. She is definitely a problematic fave of mine.
Right.
Like, so good.
Right.
I was just like binging Miley videos of just like her interviews and stuff. And I was like, damn, I do love her.
You can't not. I don't understand when people don't love her. Like she really just has carved her own path and is a legend. That's all, a legend.
Exactly.
Period.
Absolute pop icon.
Right.
Born Destiny Hope Cyrus, which
I always forget that's her real first
crazy.
name.
Yes, it's crazy.
It is. Born November 23rd, 1992 in Tennessee. She definitely has Sagittarius energy. Like, I feel it from her.
So it is a Sag.
What sign are
Cancer. So up June 24th. So around the 20s.
Ooh,
yeah.
I love it.
Oh my goodness.
The mother
sign, homebody sign. I'm so glad I'm at home talking to y'all. This is my favorite place
Yes.
to be.
Yes. Morgan's an introverted Taurus.
Okay.
So
Taurus and Cancer are very similar from what I've gathered. So I feel that energy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great. So poor Miley's mom is Tish. Good old Tish and her dad, country singer of Achy Breaky Heart, Billy Ray. And Miley actually has 2 less famous siblings. But then, of course, her big bro is it Tracy Cyrus? I think that's
Trace.
Trace.
I think it's Trace, right?
It's Trace. Yeah. Okay. And he was the lead singer in Metro Station. What is that? Shake, shake.
Yes, and people don't realize that they're connected, which is crazy.
Sibs. And then Noah Cyrus, who looks so much like her and sounds like her. I guess she's like a singer.
Yep.
Now.
Right.
And then some other not celebs, whatever. Famous family. Especially since you probably definitely know this, that her real godmother, who plays her godmother in Hannah Montana, is Dolly Parton.
Oh, we love Dolly.
Ew. What do you think about her being a Nepo baby? Because, like, Nepo pass?
I feel like it's really good that she was in Hannah Montana because if she was exposed to a lot of children that wouldn't have necessarily known who she was until later on. Right. I didn't even know who she was until Hannah Montana, and then now I'm like, I see the rest of her career, and it's even better to me because she was also part of my childhood in that way. So I'm glad that they did that. That's fantastic.
Me too. Like, she's such a star, and to have both her and like the next generation of just like pop country icon.
Yeah.
And not Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift wasn't on Cowboy Carter.
Yep. I don't even want to start on that because I can get into some things. There's no hate towards Miss Swift, but like the comparison it just is not
Exactly.
even. It's not even there for me. But anyway.
Yeah, exactly. So their family's full of drama. But I figure when we cover Miley albums later down the line, because there's a lot, that's when we could dive into that.
Yeah.
So we're just gonna glaze over that. Anyway, her parents nicknamed her Smiley, which is then shortened to Miley because I guess she often smiled as a baby.
As babies do.
So I don't know. My sister was a bitch.
No smiles.
No, for real. My
She's just a
mom.
grump.
No, yeah, my mom used to have to warn strangers who'd like come up to her in the grocery store, or like
That's
being like, "She's not gonna smile at you. I'm sorry." She's just like,
Not the warning.
That's
Oh
hilarious.
my goodness.
stone cold Capricorn. Also, apparently, she was born with, I don't even know how to say this, supraventricular tachycardia.
What is that? Is that a heart condition?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. Abnormal resting heart rate.
Wait.
Wow.
That's crazy because I also have like a heart condition that's similar. It's not that.
Really?
It's called premature atrial contractions, which is kind of a heart rhythm thing. So that's like connecting me even more to Miss Miley.
I
I'm
was
like, we
gonna
both got
say-
our hearts are beating at their own rhythm. Come on.
lines.
Like,
The universe. Clearly, it didn't affect her career too much,
Right.
because after Billy Ray took her to see a 2001 production of Mamma Mia, that's what did it for her. She reportedly grabbed his arm and was like, "This is what I want to do, Daddy. I want to be an actress."
That's it. That was really good.
Miley.
That was really good.
Thank
That was
you.
like a Miley.
And so she began singing and dancing, or not dancing, singing and acting lessons. Oh, I'm sure she studied dancing at one point, though. And then she had her first acting role in her father's television series Doc, which I do not remember.
I didn't even know he acted.
I didn't know he acted either. It premiered when she was 8,
Wow.
which means I was 7 and you were like even smaller then. So it makes sense that none of us remember it. Also, it didn't run very long. So
Right.
like,
I didn't know
I don't
about
even think
that.
if we were like, yeah, if we weren't even in the target audience, I don't know if we.
But we hear about
know
stuff
about.
after the fact, I feel, and I've never even heard of that until you've just said this just now. I knew that he was
Yeah.
on The Nanny for like one episode, but he was playing
He
Miley
was?
Cyrus. Yeah. That's the only time I had seen him on TV besides Hannah Montana, so that's crazy.
Yeah, I think Hannah Montana was probably the first time. I was like, because I'm like, how would I have known
Right.
him?
Yeah.
They probably made an achy breaky heart reference, and like one of my parents was like, yeah, Billy Ray, and I'm like, okay, cool. Okay. None of us gave a
Right.
shit. I don't think any kid did. And then in 2003, she received credit under her birth name for her role as young Ruthie in Tim Burton's Big Fish. I did not. Well, I was so young when I saw that movie that I barely remember it, and
I never saw it.
certainly would not remember her. And then Tish took on the role of Miley's manager. Always need a momager, and worked to acquire a team to build her daughter's career.
Talk about manufactured.
For real. So then she signed with Mitchell Gossett. I don't know if that's how you say his name. Who was a director of the youth division at Cunningham Escott Slevin Doherty. I don't know what that is, but he's often credited apparently with like discovering her and played a key role in her auditioning for Hannah Montana. And then later signed with Jason Morey of Morey Management Group to handle her music career, and Dolly Parton. She was a very key partner in this, though. She did like have a hand in this, and then Miley hired her father's finance manager as part of her team. So this is where the Nepo came in and really helped her, because she had the right people telling her where to go and who to be with. But I mean, she wasn't so Nepo that she got anything handed to her. Like, she had to fully audition for Hannah Montana. She was not just like, oh, do you want to try out for this? It was 2005 when she auditioned for the role of Lily.
Right.
You remember who? Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, so the best friend. And I think she was like only 13, or maybe she might have been even younger when this process started. But they originally didn't want her as Miley Stewart because she was like too small and too young. But of course, thanks to her singing and goofy acting sensibilities, which we gotta say, She took a lot from
Mhm.
Raven,
Yeah.
which is what we talked about in premiere, that like
Mhm.
her physical comedy, you could tell like was shaped by
Yeah, you're
Raven's
right.
humor.
Those were very similar vibes, like the costumes and like all the falling out of ceilings and whatnot.
Yep.
Yes. Yes, Fangirl Central also mentioned how, which I had never thought of this parallel, that it's like 2 secret lives basically. It's like, oh, I'm a
Right.
psychic and I can't let anyone know. I'm a pop star and I can't let anyone know. Another way, Raven was the blueprint.
With Hannah Montana, because like the show, so you know how with That's So Raven, I think they ended up kind of switching around a lot of it to build it more around Raven Simone because she originally auditioned for Chelsea. But was the character Miley originally?
I think it was
Or
Zoe
did they
first.
then-
If I remember here, it was Zoe.
Okay,
Yes.
okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh my god.
That's what I was getting at. Thank you. That's interesting.
That is interesting.
Especially
Damn.
because wasn't Zoe
Good
101
memories.
already a
Yeah,
thing?
they were Disney's
They're like,
coming for
and usually you
Nickelodeon's
don't-
name. Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
and usually you don't want to
Want
kind of
those
have
names.
a yeah. Anyway,
Competing
sorry.
networks. No, you're
Keep
good. You're
going.
good. But she beat out 11 other girls. I mean, she beat out a ton of, but they had 11 girls like come out and read, and one of them was Taylor Momsen,
Oh.
who I mostly
Cindy Lou Who.
who I mostly know
Okay.
from the Cindy Lou, who I did not.
I only know her from Gossip Girl.
Right.
So she's like or Gossip Girl. But yeah, she beat out her. Can you imagine Taylor Momsen as Hannah? Because I can't.
I can't imagine anyone else as Hannah, to be fair. Like, there's not a single person that I can imagine besides Miley.
Very true.
Yeah.
During this period, she also auditioned with Taylor Lautner. Can you guess what movie they would have auditioned for to star in with Taylor Lautner at the time?
Wait, not. Oh my God, Twilight.
No, this is way before Twilight.
Lava Girl. I love that movie. She was gonna be Lava Girl.
I think so. I assume that's the part she was.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Crazy.
And she was one of the 2 finalists for the role. I'm
What?
presuming Lava Girl, but she chose to appear in Hannah instead. And what a wise career decision!
She made the right call.
Yeah. And her family moved to LA, as you do when you have like a talented kid and you care that much, I
Right.
guess. And the rest is history. So it premiered when she was only 13, March 24th, 2006. That's when Hannah
Blessed
Montana
day.
first aired.
Damn.
Did you? I don't remember the first time I watched Hannah. It certainly wasn't the premiere. Like I didn't sit down for it, but like it was just on TV in the kitchen, and then I was watching it one day.
Right. I think at that age, you're not really looking out for something, like times. I was not paying attention to what time anything was when I was a kid. So, like, whatever was on TV, that's what I was watching.
That's very true.
And so that it's the same thing. I was watching TV one day, and I think it was just on, and I was like,
yeah,
it's the vibe.
and you truly were like the target audience. Your brain was very mushy at that point. Like, I was she was 13, so I was 12 going on 13. So like, definitely in that age range. But like, when you're real little and you look up to someone who's 13, like they look like adults. Like watching Boy Meets World. When I remember watching Boy Meets World, the fact that they had lockers, I was like, this is what it's like to be in college.
This is what it's like to be grown.
And it's like they're like in 6th grade. I need to give it its flowers first. The pilot drew the largest audience for a Disney Channel program at the time, which is a big deal. And then it quickly ranked among the highest rated series on basic cable, like at all. And so, like I said, that was March 24th, 2006 when it premiered. Then she toured with Do You Know Who as Hannah Montana in September 2006, where she performed songs from the first season. She was with another more famous Disney girls promoting a movie.
I'm trying to put my finger
Raven
on.
Simone.
Oh, the Cheetah Girls?
Yeah.
Yo,
She toured with the Cheetah Girls. Yeah. I wish I could say that. I'm sure there's YouTube videos of that performance.
That is insane, because I love the Cheetah Girls in a very, like, they're in their own box for me from the rest of the Disney, like, girls or whatever, like, so that's super interesting to know that they had their little crossover.
Put them together. You could have been, like, in a Six Flags or a mall atrium and see, I don't know, they probably had real venues, actually.
Right.
Like
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know how big
It
these
was
tours
it
ever
was
get.
the early 2000s.
Right.
So I guess malls were still a thing, like mall
Mhm.
tours.
Things were more accessible back then. Like celebrities in
Yeah.
general were more
Yeah.
accessible. Yeah.
Exactly. All right. So then the soundtrack dropped on October 26th. So
Mhm.
Miley at this point was almost 14.
Mm.
I was 13. Morgan was 12. And Jorden,
Mhm.
I was
you would have been what,
probably, like 10? What year was this?
2006.
2006. Yeah, I was probably like 10, maybe? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So we were all really young.
Yeah.
The charting music, I'm just gonna run through these quickly. Number 1 was Moneymaker. Luda featuring Pharrell. Sexy Back was number 2. Fuck JT.
Wow.
This is such an interesting time in music.
Right?
Yeah.
3. Lips up
Ooh.
an angel.
One hit wonder. Love that
Yes.
I guess they are a one-hit wonder.
one. Yeah,
I can't think of anything
know
else.
what are the
Hinder
hinder?
hindered their career severely.
Hindered. Yeah.
4 was Smack That.
Oh my gosh. A hit.
I'm like, I remember being Akon, but I didn't remember that it featured Eminem.
I didn't
Oh,
realize
yeah.
that either.
I did not remember that. And then 5, this song would make me real sad as a 13-year-old. Think about depression. How to Save a Life by The Spray.
Oh, don't even. Yo, that was a hit. Like, you be
Yeah, it was.
but like vibing at the same
Mhm.
time. Yeah.
That's the kind of like you let a tear roll and stare out the car window while your parents take
Right.
you home.
Right.
Like a doctor or something. Honorable mention at number 7 was Too Little Too Late by JoJo.
Mm.
Oh my gosh. I feel like I thought that came out earlier than it did. Yeah.
I thought it came out in 2004.
I would
Right.
have to look it up, but for all we know, it just like came out of the woodwork again. It was like a sleeper hit. I don't know.
Right.
Maybe.
Right.
It wouldn't be all this. I don't know how you have a good memory about like what happened when this all blends together. I have a terrible memory. Like anything like prior to like college, I'm like, I don't
Brain
know.
was still developing. It was still cooking.
It
I wasn't
was.
ready yet.
Not yet. No, it was very doughy in the center still.
Right. Right.
And what I thought was interesting is that literally to the day,
Mhm.
a month before this, Vanessa Hudgens dropped her debut album,
Baby V.
The October edition of Tiger Beat had a Stars Teachers Tell All headline, which I think is interesting because it's like I guess all their tutors on set. We got photos of Jesse McCartney's studio, a girl's guide to Zach. You know which Zach.
Right. Of course.
There's only one Zach.
Right.
Vanessa Hudgens, Ashley Tisdale, Sprouse Twins, all that content was there. And of course, it also featured Miley, but she was
Okay.
just like small on it yet. Like she
Okay.
never
Wasn't
big break.
right. Wasn't popping yet.
Yeah, exactly. In Touch Weekly headlines included Paris speaks why I made up with Nicole. So we cared about their friendship back then.
Right.
Ashley's had more surgery, as in Ashley Simpson, and Anna Nicole Smith's mom said it was murder.
Oh my god.
So yeah,
what
it
a
was-
time.
What a time.
and the day this album dropped, also Bush signed the Secure Fence Act. Cool. Good old George Bush.
Jesus.
I totally cared about that at that time. I was
Yeah.
all about that.
Oh, right? Oh my god, I went and found pictures from when I was a kid that I drawn and of the Twin Towers and my dog dressed up in like an American flag cape,
Yo.
like ready to save us from terrorists, I think.
Right.
I don't know, I was fully brainwashed. Like, come on, I was eating freedom fries all of a sudden. And they were telling me people are scary. I don't know
You
what
were
to tell
doing
you.
your part. You were doing your part.
Right?
Yeah.
That's it.
I was being an upright citizen.
Right.
That's also great. So
Just a response. That's great. That's
Moving on. Oh yeah. Do you want to tell us about the production?
yes, it was released by technically Walt Disney Records, not Hollywood Records. 8 of its 13 tracks were performed by Miley Cyrus, but are credited to the character Hannah Montana. So for that reason, we're only going to discuss the 8 songs that she's actually on. So sorry if you did extra homework.
No, you're good.
Good. So the soundtrack's primarily pop rock. Also see teen pop, pop punk, and country pop influences. The lyrical themes are mostly around girl power, teen romance, and the double life.
Come on, double life.
that Cyrus's character
Classic
lives.
theme.
It debuted at number 1 on the US Billboard 200 with first week sales of 281,000 copies.
Holy
And in doing
shit.
so, it became Cyrus's first number 1 album, the first TV soundtrack to reach the top position on the chart.
Like ever?
Yes, for a TV soundtrack. And the 4th soundtrack from the Walt Disney Company to debut in the top 10 of the Billboard 200.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And y'all, it was certified triple platinum. It sold over 3 million copies for a TV soundtrack.
Icon. And for a children's TV show.
Yeah.
That would not happen today. That's never happened since then.
Those moms were rushing to FYE. Still open at the mall, maybe a Target, a Walmart.
Right.
So all of us are fond of this soundtrack. Here's what the critics had to say at the time. It was generally favorable. Some kind of, again, or like...
There's always a misogynist who doesn't understand it.
So AllMusic praised Cyrus's deliveries of cute, well-written songs and added that the overall project was sweet, starry-eyed, and utterly charming. Common Sense Media shared a similar sentiment, appreciating its upbeat, girl power messages.
Okay.
MSN Music gave it 3.5 stars out of 5 and listed it as an essential album.
This is an essential album.
Essential.
This is critical. Evolving brains need this.
It's critical. It's like vitamins. I needed it.
Then we get to Chris Willman. Chris Willman provided a mixed review, saying that Cyrus appeared to mimic Avril, Ashley, and Britney simultaneously, and felt that the concept of leading a double life was a nice fantasy for Brangelina, but a weird one to push on little girls.
That's
why.
Come on, because she was taking inspiration, I'm sure, from the people that came before her, but she still made her own, everything comes from something prior.
Exactly.
Literally.
Yes. Sorry, there's no such thing as originality if you're gonna look that deep into it. I'm sorry.
Right.
And then to say it was a weird fantasy to push on little girls, I thought this concept was perfect for that audience.
Yeah, you can have this, you could be famous, you can be this, my God, it kind of reminds me of wanting between Princess Diaries and A Little Princess. That what it is. It's well, if I don't have a double life, maybe I'll one day wake up and I'm secretly a royal. I'm a princess, but you know what I mean.
Right.
But then we're okay, I realized that I was born into the lineage I was born in. I'm not a princess, but at least being a pop star is attainable.
Yes, and you can live a normal life and also have the red carpet events and all of that, which, you know what, not many of us have been able to actually do, but you know what, we can have a little offshoot of that. Even me doing my music stuff, I have a normal job, but then I go do the pop star thing sometimes.
Exactly!
Because of Miley.
That's why they're saying this was essential listening.
Yes.
Right.
And then lastly, David Hilbrand was also critical, stating it was generic pop, which would irritate adult listeners.
So as an adult listening now, I will say, I do not think as a parent I would be very annoyed with this.
Right.
Yeah, I know. So so this is a unique album for me. So a lot of the other stuff that we've covered, I don't necessarily have nostalgia for, because from the age of 10 years on, I did not have cable. So any Disney that I was, or Nickelodeon that I was exposed to came through my friends. So if they were into it, I was into it. And so I vividly remember listening to the soundtrack in my friend's mom's car. And so it's ingrained in my head. So it's hard for me to say whether it would, if I would, without the nostalgia, if I would like it. But the first half of the album, at least, is pretty good.
Yeah. We'll get to it. We'll get to it.
All right. Producers to note, we have Matthew Gerard, who also wrote and produced for Hilary Duff, High School Musical, Camp Rock, Jonas
Hey.
Brothers, and Corbin Blue. You might know it, Push It to the Limit.
Corbin, please give
Yep.
Corbin his flowers, please.
Yes. And
Yes.
Morgan saw him.
I saw him in the Heights when he was Usnavi.
Yo,
Jealous.
All right, so shall we dive in?
Yeah,
Dive
okay.
in.
First
All right.
up, Best of Both Worlds.
Oh, come on. You already know. It's the title track. Like it
Yeah.
iconic. Period.
Yes.
It's the ultimate. We were saying like between this and the That's So Raven theme song that are probably the only top theme songs I think that could go head to head.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe Kim Possible theme song.
Oh,
Very
that's pretty good.
Yeah.
I forget a Proud Family too, maybe, but like this is one of television's overall best theme songs. Like
For
not
sure.
even just for kids. I'd
Yeah,
say.
when that it kind of sounds like Hey Mickey, right? The drum part, but when that and then the guitar.
Yo, that drum is iconic. When you hear that first kick drum come in, like I lost my mind. Like I'm sad. When I hear that drum, I'm sad. Like period.
Just imagine you throw that on at a party of like a very specific niche. They would immediately know.
People would
They would like
flip.
Literally, immediately the dude.
In the right crowd.
In the right crowd.
Yo.
Can we sing it? Can we sing the first like verse through the iconic chorus? Can we do? I can't sing, but I know you can sing.
Yo, don't get me started. Like, do. You get the limo Albrigh. Hottest stars, every shoe, every color. Yeah, when you're famous, it can be kind of fun. It's really you, but no one ever discovered. No, that's it. Look, come on.
Good.
Oh my gosh. Yo, that's like deep in the brain. Like, it doesn't matter if I'm at gunpoint.
And just like
Period.
the pain of when the chorus thing you get the it's just
it's so good. The other day, like
they went hard for like a TV theme
they
song.
did.
They went all the way in. Mm-hmm.
So good. It was good enough that I was like late to something and I was anxious, so I was just stimming to this song. And my poor friend had to sit there and I just kept going, "You got the limo out front." I'm like, that's it. That's the only line. I just kept singing that or mix it all together. And like I just kept saying a few random lines over and over again.
Mm-hmm. That's
It's just
good.
so good. It's very satisfying. Do you got the numbers for this, Morgan?
Yes. I just have number 22 on the Billboard chart.
Number 22.
Number 92.
92.
That's crazy.
That's what I have.
It's only one of two television themes of the decade. The other being "Leave It All to Me" by Miranda Cosgrove.
Another great.
How
could I forget about
on
that?
the Hot 100?
How could I forget that?
Yeah.
Crazy.
Is that Orlando Bloom?
Do you know all the little ad libs? Like that's another thing. Like her little like ooh that kind of thing is hers. Because even like in between the scenes on the shows, like little rips, that's her thing. Nobody was doing that. Like,
yeah.
Can you do your best transitions?
Oh
try.
Right. Yeah. Ooh.
Good. We'll find a way to cut that in if there's any spots that we need to like cut. We're like, okay, that's the transition.
We'll make it the transition after the 9/11 comment.
Oh my god!
Yes,
absolutely. I love it. Yeah, the ad-libs are great, and I do think it's funny. Specifically, is that Orlando Bloom?
Right.
Because that's such a reflection of what the celebrities were at that time. So, like, what would it be today? Like, is that Timothy Chalamet?
That's who came to mind when you said this would be. Yes.
That's a mouthful, though.
I know.
Timothy Chalamet?
Like, Robert Pattinson still, I think, but not, I don't think little girls, like 13-year-old girls care about Robert Pattinson. Timothy Chalamet, though, they do.
They do know about him.
Yeah. Oh, I've also never listened to the full because I didn't have the soundtrack, right? So I had never listened to the full theme song, I guess, until doing this podcast.
Oh, that's
because-
interesting.
Yeah, because I just know the actual theme song.
Okay,
The
I
whole
had it on my
thing.
iPod Shuffle.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
And you knew when it came on, even without the screen, because you heard the drums. The concept of the song is also funny to me because in universe, she sings like Hannah Montana sings this song at
Yeah.
concert, and it's like you are getting dangerously close to revealing your double life.
Nobody clocked it. They
Ah.
thought she was just being artsy. Nobody clocked it even once.
Also, like, I need a wig that fabulous that
Yeah.
it just conceals my entire identity. Like, I
Right.
take it off and people are like,
There was
"What the
some
fuck is
magic.
this bitch?" Like,
It was a magical wig.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was so magical. It was really good. And like the ending, like I didn't like the best. Like I didn't know there was kids chanting best in it. So yeah.
Right. That I
I
forget
was
that there's
impressed.
more to that song. I feel like I hadn't
Exactly.
heard the whole thing until I played the Hannah Montana Wii game where you like dance to
Just
all of the
Wii-
songs. So it was like the full songs. And I hadn't heard the full thing until then.
Oh my god, was it like a Just Dance?
I think
sort
so.
of?
I think
to
it
Hannah
was.
Montana?
Yeah, like you had to hit the like moves and like you would go shopping and
wait.
stuff too. So it
Yes.
was like a full thing.
This is coming back to me.
Yeah. The Hannah Montana experience.
Right?
No, I'm confusing it with the Michael Jackson experience. But it's the same kind of vibe where you're dancing to songs by Hannah.
Yeah.
No, I remember. I think my friends or something doing that because they had a Wii. It's coming back to me.
Right.
Man.
I gotta
Honestly.
play that again. I gotta get a Wii from like
Just for this.
shop. Yeah.
You should do it. There's gotta be like old Wii's that you can get at like a
Right, a used Wii just to
Yeah.
play that game. Right.
Exactly. All right, so the next song, Who Said?
Mm. Who said I won't be president?
I should have voted for Miley. It was
Vote
just the
Miley.
PA primaries. I left it blank because I was like, I'm not voting for either of you fuckers. I should have
Miley.
wrote Miley Cyrus.
That's a good T-shirt. Like, should have put Miley on it. Like,
I love a song that has a good message.
Yeah.
For the teen girls.
Yeah.
And this has
Empowerment.
It is clearly empowerment.
Right.
I mean, every girl has her choice to lead their own parade. I do it my way with a ow.
Yeah, I
the
love-
ad-lib, okay.
Yeah, I love like the oh yeah.
Oh my god! At the very end.
Yo, who said it was just laying out all the possibilities? You can be anything in this bitch, and she let us know.
Yeah, this reached number 83 on the Billboard chart.
Oh,
Billboard
that's-
Hot 100.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Because that means like when it's like the regular Billboard. Because I'm thinking like, oh, that means like adults are listening to this. Like it's
Right.
not just like
Radio Disney.
it's not. Yeah, it's not Radio
Yeah.
Disney where it's like parents and their kids. Like you could be at a bar and hear who said like.
Mhm.
And I would love to. That's what I'm missing in life is hearing
Yes.
Hannah Montana in the bar.
If you go to the right bar, I know they have some Hannah bumping.
Right.
I also remember distinctly. I don't even fully remember the episode, but the clip where Dolly Parton, as her godmother in the show, like is sitting with her and like Billy Ray on a couch, and then they like both sing to Miley.
Yes.
Not a boy, and they like each sing a line. And
A
then
little
she's like,
acapella. Oh.
yeah, they do an acapella version of this, and it's Dolly. She's like, I have a song for my favorite pop star or something like that.
Yes.
Sing it.
Yes, Miss Dolly felt like my like godmother in that
Right?
moment. She's singing to me.
Exactly. That's right.
That's right.
Like so far, is there a favorite that you remember from when you were a child, or have we not gotten there yet?
Yes, I feel like so. Who Said is really good. I feel like that's the
Great.
I need to pull up the actual list of the songs so that I can like look at them with my eyeballs. I feel like I was mainly listening to Meet Miley Cyrus after a certain point,
Okay.
and I know we're
Okay.
getting to that too. But I think as far as the Hannah songs go, I Got Nerve is really popular to me. That's like
Yeah.
that blew up in my
Yes.
mind. That was number one. That might be
Yes.
my top one, I think.
How did you feel about Just Like You?
You know, that one is so, I love that one. It didn't go as platinum as some of the other ones did in my mind. But it was still really solid and sweet. And I think I appreciated that from her when she tried to connect with us. Like, that was my thing. Like,
Yes. I think there was the episode where she reveals to Oliver that she's Hannah Montana. Like, I'm just like you. And takes the wig off and he faints.
And he faints.
Again, the magical wig.
Right. Where you can't recognize your homies just because they're wearing a wig.
Yeah. It's like overall, I'm like, this is fine. I don't have too much nostalgia for it. I was like, this is like none of it's bad.
None of it is bad.
None of it's bad.
None of it.
Just like you, to me, it sounded like a Veronica song.
Oh.
I could see that.
I don't know.
I could see that.
Yeah.
I think I need to listen again. That like is high praise.
I can see the scene, like the very last moment of her, like the little music videos they did of her on stage for these songs, and she's like, I'm just like you, and she like, like, I see that so clearly in my mind.
You and Miley and Hannah all locked eyes and souls. She was like, "You're from Tennessee. I'm from Tennessee.
We're the same. We're cut from the same cloth.
We're the same." All right. Next, I do remember pretty well. Pumping up the party now.
Oh Lord. That's the sleepover song.
I was gonna say, did you pump up the party?
It was a sleepover song.
I'm fascinated by. I don't know if you would call it like a subgenre or like a kids bop genre, but party songs specifically created for children. So like Pumping Up the Party, Shake What You Got by Lalaine, Bump by Raven, Aaron's Party by Aaron Carter. Like,
I would also say GNO.
That's
Girls
GNO.
Night
Yeah, that's like the party playlist for kids.
Right, right. Aaron's Party, you just took me somewhere because Aaron Carter was like my first. I was doing backflips listening to him when I was like 4. I have a vivid memory of being on my grandma's bed and doing a backflip watching his music videos on VCR. And that was crazy.
God. Oh my God! Maybe we'll have to have you back when
AC.
we eventually plan to have a season for the boys and do people like Aaron Carter and Gordon Blue. Yep.
I did not like this song back in 2006, and now I just hate Pumping Up the Party. And someone on YouTube commented, "I love everything about Hannah Montana, but this is the worst song ever made in the world."
Ever in the world.
I don't know if I take it that far, but it's just, I don't know. It didn't age well for me.
The bar is high, I think, with her. So, not all of them are going to hit like that point, Yeah,
because you had 3 great songs in a row, and then like Pumping Up the Party comes, or just
I mean, I feel like what I remember more from it is the footage of her like live.
She's on a bed,
like on like a bed on the stage, where they're like about to fight with the pillows. Yeah, she's about to pump up the party. There's so many things I don't remember about this song, like the funky guitar. I did not expect that. Also, I did not remember kids chanting "Let's go" and "Right Through the Roof."
No, does not ring a bell.
What is this? Let's see.
Oh.
Right through the roof!
Oh my gosh. I would have never clocked. Yeah.
Yeah. They're here to start the music revolution.
They're doing it.
Parents might not understand.
And speaking of
parents not understanding,
I guess, or a music revolution.
Revolution.
If we were a movie, it hit number 47 on the Billboard Hot 100.
Of course.
And then it was the highest peaking song from the soundtrack and the 4th highest peaking under Hannah Montana.
I do not blame them. I loved this
as a kid. I would play it on repeat.
So
this
good.
Is one of the best songs that I think Hannah ever released was.
Yeah.
This is like iconic. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I was obsessed. Like, I've had crushes on friends before, the time this was released, I did not have a crush on a friend,
I was gonna ask,
but I like might as well pretend it because
you project it.
So I would like romanticize being someone romanticizing their friendship, get a little meta there, and I love it. It's so good. Like the lyrics are fun and relatable, and I don't know if I'm like just biased because of nostalgia, but like if you even tweaked the instrumentation, it'd be like and be a little more pop punk, like it would hold up like even better, I think.
It holds up. It's definitely something. I feel like I would listen to it now. I don't know. I feel like I would still listen to it. Like the melody is so sweet. It's a great song. Just as a whole, Hannah Montana or not, like that's a great song.
Yeah,
I would put it on Manufactured Bops.
Oh, it's going on Manufactured Bops. Manufactured Bops is our Spotify playlist. We also have it on YouTube. So if you're ever feeling nostalgic,
yes, I'm checking it out. Put it on there. I'm there already.
Yes, we will send you the link.
Yes.
The other thing that I noticed about If We Were a Movie, do you remember the song by Jason Mraz, Remedy? I think it was his first single ever.
Yes.
Okay, so this is Hannah Montana. Okay, so that's Hannah Montana. Okay. And then here's Remedy, because I'm like, is this the same?
That's very similar. You're right.
So like when I like both. I have nostalgia for both of those songs.
I had that song on my iPod too. I'm like, maybe that's why. Like,
yeah,
that's the genre.
We also have a Spotify playlist that my friends and I have built called Pool Snack Bar, because it just reminds us of songs that like you're a kid and you're at the pool and you go up to like a snack bar and like this is what they have playing on the radio, and I was like, that song, I just feel like summer and hearing Jason Mraz and Hannah Montana and
right,
the memories. So up next is, I guess, your favorite, which really has pop punk vibes.
Yes,
I Got Nerve is so good.
I Got Nerve is so solid. Like the whole motif of the like boxing ring.
Right?
Yes, amazing.
It's so great. And then I love when it like gets slow and it gets a little quiet around like the 2-minute mark, and then it gets fast. I'm like, oh, so good. Is the video of her boxing? That video doesn't actually exist, right? Is it just in the show that they're like filming the music video?
I think it's just.
I remember this. I don't remember like seeing it as a music video.
Right?
Like how Start All Over had an actual video that played. I feel like I just remember the episode of Hannah. Like it was very meta.
A lot of these visuals were like in the episodes. I feel like for a lot of these songs.
Yep.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's good. Like it's just good music.
Was solid.
This on the Billboard call?
I don't think it was.
Okay. Next, we have another song where Hannah is dangerously close to revealing her identity. The Other Side of Me.
She just was hinting she was letting them know. They didn't even realize.
She literally sings, I hold the key to both realities. That girl that I want you to know, if only I could show the other side. I want you to see the other side of me.
Yo. She was literally screaming it from the rooftops.
Yeah. Just wait till the Hannah Montana movie You'll get to tell a whole town without social media.
And they keep that secret, that one little town in Tennessee somehow.
Exactly.
That was...
I do not remember this one at all. Do you?
The Other Side of Me?
The Other Side of Me.
No. And I put I didn't care for the song. I don't know.
I remember this one.
You remember
you
it?
do?
Yeah.
Okay.
The other side, the other side, the other side of me.
Okay.
The other side, I want you to see.
Again, literally. The age here, it was embedded into your brain.
Yes.
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't even recognize like the names of certain songs. I just know the words and the melody, and that's all I need. I just need the essence.
Essence, yes. It did make me think a little bit about like how perhaps Miley Cyrus herself was living a double life, though.
Yeah.
Like in the same way that like looking back on Britney Spears' Lucky hits different now because you're like, that was
right.
about her real life. So I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, I wonder if she ever felt that way.
Well, I mean, so apparently, talk about she did have a scandal when she went on tour for the Hannah Montana soundtrack. There was controversy because she used a body double for one part.
Not the
What?
Yeah, so essentially a video was posted on YouTube where Hannah is dancing on stage with a group of dancers and the Jonas Brothers. And then during the song, someone ushers her off stage via a trapdoor. And then immediately another girl dressed like the character Hannah is in the same pink trench coat with blonde hair covering her face, runs up on stage and then quickly leaves. So essentially, while the double is holding a microphone for less than a minute, the girl motions like she is singing, but a rep confirmed that for Miley, that the switch was only for costume purposes the whole time. It was just meant to help speed up the transition between Hannah to Miley, and that
But people did not like that, did they?
they did not like it, but that it was actually Miley singing.
That feels like a pretty normal thing
I'm
to
like,
do.
that's show business, baby. Like, what are you?
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
Didn't you say this stirred up rumors of her dying though? Or am I making that up?
Wait,
Am I
what?
starting rumors?
1 minute of her being off stage, she's dead.
Yeah.
She's not coming
Dead.
back.
People are like, who's that? She was replaced. Who that? I think did that happen with Avril
That happened with
Lavigne?
Avril for sure.
With Avril, okay.
But yeah, that was like the only controversy I could find. But even that was like technically 2 years after the time period we're talking about right now. Yeah.
This is the life.
Yeah, speaking
good.
of songs I don't remember this either.
Yo, this one was dreamy. This was a ballad to me. This was.
It goes back to her country roots.
Yeah, it's so like wide and open. I don't know. It's like, this is the life. Hold on tight. This is the dream. It's all I need. Like, that's. Come on, like, that's amazing. That's ballad worthy. Like,
Yeah. You're like frolicking in an open field one moment, eating sushi with with a celebrity the next.
Yes.
You're just living the
Is that
dream.
Orlando Bloom?
Is that Orlando Bloom? That's in every song, actually. You have to listen real close. It's in every single song.
It's just like Orlando Bloom's actually stalking Hannah Montana. And that's why she keeps seeing him. And then finally, the last song that's like really hers on the soundtrack is "I Learned From You" with Billy Ray.
This one missed
Billy
me.
Ray.
This one missed me because I feel like the only song of hers and Billy's that I knew was "Butterfly Fly Away," and that wasn't until the movie. So this is new to me.
Same. I liked the violins. I'm a sucker for strings. I don't really think Billy Ray's voice was anything like great. I thought it was like cute enough until Billy Ray came on.
It was cute
But
until Billy.
That's me just knowing that I don't like Billy Ray Cyrus, but I want to know if anyone has done a father-daughter dance to this. Or like a cotillion, like debutante first dance.
I bet.
There's gotta be somebody.
Interesting.
So.
All right. That was season 1 of the Hannah Montana soundtrack. Now we get into Meet Miley Cyrus, which technically was a part of a double album by Miley Cyrus, and it was released by Walt Disney Records and Hollywood Records. We're obviously just going to talk about the second disc, which is Meet Miley Cyrus. We'll cover
We'll eventually cover the other
eventually.
season 2, sometime else. Well, I do know that she signed a 4-album deal with Hollywood Records.
Damn, okay.
Yeah. And so that was just to distribute her non-Hannah Montana soundtrack.
Okay.
So I guess then that would be the first one, the Meet Miley.
Yeah.
And this Meet Miley album, which was again the double album, was released on June 26, 2007 when she was 14. So this is like not long after, like, she's moving. It is constant.
They are working her like a dog.
Like, you make us heard in interviews from her is that she was just going all the time and like crazy schedules and everything.
All these Disney stars were. It's wild. Like, I'm just like, the child labor laws.
Right.
They go out the window. The number of loopholes they have. And, like, these children are taking care of like their entire families. I mean, at least like someone like Miley had a little better, again, being a Nepo baby. It's not like she was, it's not like other stars where it's like, oh no, like
Yeah.
You're the
your
sole
career.
breadwinner for your family.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like, you see this house, you see our car. Like, if you
Yeah.
do a bad job, mommy and daddy are gonna be in the streets.
No,
Like,
I
damn.
can't imagine.
Right? So at least she didn't have that, but it was rough. Culturally, what's going on?
Mhm.
Miley was definitely dating Nick Jonas at this point.
Ooh.
Yeah. Did you have a crush on any of the Jonas Brothers?
Oh, definitely. I think Joe was my first, where I was like, because obviously he was the front man.
Same.
Like, he draws attention first. But as I got older, Nick became,
Okay.
came to the
Same.
forefront. Yeah,
Same.
for
You
sure.
mean it wasn't Kevin?
Never Kevin. I feel so bad. Never Kevin.
I know.
Hashtag never Kevin. I just don't.
No.
I don't
I
know.
feel like if I think about it too much, I like might cry. Like, you ever have that where you're like, I don't want to think about. I mean, he's fine. He's a
Yes.
grown man who's rich, but I'm just like, I don't know if I could handle being that if I were in a band, you know?
Yeah,
The one
I don't
no
know
one
what it's
wants?
like to be him, like with his brothers, and like there's not as many T-shirts with your face on it versus theirs. I don't know.
But
When you look out to the crowd, like there's no signs with your name on
Right.
it.
stop! I don't stop. This
At the meet and greets, it's just like
Right, nobody looking at you. Like,
But you know what? It couldn't. He took it like a champ at least.
He
right.
did. Again,
People were asking him to take their picture with. I'm so sorry, Kevin.
It's devastating.
Oh,
But yeah, so she wasn't with Kevin. She was with Nick.
Right.
They met June 2006 at a charity event, I guess, and basically started immediately dating for, I think, like 2 years. In an interview with 17 magazine, Miley revealed that she and Nick, became boyfriend and girlfriend the day we met.
Yo,
That's some little kid shit.
that is.
Where you go up and you're like, you want to be boyfriend and girlfriend? And they're like,
Yeah.
was this before or after the purity rings?
well,
Or during.
I wanted to bring up the purity rings because purity rings were a huge thing. Like, the Jonas Brothers had them, so Miley had it. And I mean, it made sense, like, given her Southern roots and the fact
Yeah.
she was raised, I think, Baptist.
Yeah, I think
Probably.
so.
Yeah.
So they were all religious. But I wish I had the quotes on it. But like, Miley at some point, like maybe in 2019 or something, like joked like, did it feel good taking off those purity rings, like, to the Jonas Brothers, because they were all like, I forget, was it her? Oh, I think this was actually not about the purity ring, but about being Hannah Montana. That like once she turned 18 and she had sex, she was like, I can't put this wig on again. Like I'm done. Like I've had sex. Like I'm too grown. But yeah, they had the purity rings, which people loved, but it just made her more scandalous. I feel like, because when she would do things that were viewed as impure, it was like, but the purity ring. I guess that same year, the Jonas Brothers also opened up for her Best of Both Worlds tour. And then a month before that tour ended, that's when they broke things off.
Okay.
But she said for 2 years, he was basically my 24/7, but it was really hard to keep it from people. We were arguing a lot, and it really wasn't fun. Maybe he'll be my best friend for the rest of my life, or maybe I'll end up marrying Nick Jonas. Spoiler alert, no.
Spoiler alert, none of that.
Liam Hemsworth, though.
Ooh,
do.
the Liam era.
Right? And I didn't realize that the Liam era was also so long. It was like a decade.
Yeah, I guess when they met filming the last song. That's
Mhm.
yeah.
Yep. So yeah, purity rings, all this fun stuff. The Jonas Brothers. Music wise, what was charting was number 1 was Umbrella.
Oh.
I loved her hair in that video. Oh my god. The
You always
asymmetrical bob.
talk about her hair.
I loved her hair.
Period.
Number 2, Party Like a Rock Star. Very
Yo.
good. Buy You a Drink.
Right.
Oh,
Right.
Yeah. Big Girls Don't Cry.
Right.
The Duchess. And Makes Me Wonder by Maroon 5, which I had altogether forgotten about. Honorable mentions. Number 6, Hey There Delilah.
Yo, that was number 6. I would have thought that would have been up, like
Right?
2 or 3. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm trying to remember the actual Billboard website if it said it like had gone down because it might have been like trending. Like I bet it was number 1 for a while. There's no way it wasn't.
Right.
Number 7 was Girlfriend. Hey, you, I don't like your girlfriend.
Come on, Avril.
I was obsessed with that song.
Of course you were. Number 9 was Pop, Lock, and Drop It.
Mm-hmm.
And
That
number
feels so much
10
earlier too. I'm like, that's
Right?
like what? Like,
Right? That's what I'm saying. Like it all blends together for me. I'm like, I thought that would have been like 2004.
Yes.
Like not now. Like I'm so lost. And then number 10 was Rehab. R.I.P. Amy Winehouse.
oh wow.
Gone too soon, yeah. As for the box office, she could have seen Orlando Bloom because Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End was number 1.
That's why
I've
he
not
had to be the
seen-
name drop because that whole thing was big.
Yes, that shit made me bisexual.
That was the moment.
It was a
Caribbean
moment,
movie.
yeah. And then number 2 was Knocked Up. Knocked Up with Seth Rogen, right?
Oh, okay.
Judd Apatow.
Yeah,
Judd
I
Apatow, that's
didn't.
how you say his name, right? When he gets, what's her name? Katherine Heigl pregnant?
Yeah,
Right.
that's coming. Yeah, I never
Yeah.
saw it, but I'm kind of remembering now.
And number 3 cracked me up because it was Fantastic Four, Rise of the Silver Surfer.
Not the Silver Surfer.
Disco
Alba Fantastic. We were like, oh man. We honestly, so when we heard he said, she said, right? We forgot about the lyric Jessica Alba Fantastic, and we would just sing it. And Morgan the other day just was like, Jessica Alba Fantastic, the Fantastic Four.
Yeah, I just
And
put
I was
it
like,
together.
oh my god, that's why it's Jessica Alba Fantastic.
I was like, you mean you didn't just mean like her fabulous
Right, just
acting
her being
career
Jessica Alba.
in the movie Honey? Like,
No. It's
So,
crazy,
yeah,
all the
Jessica
cultural
Alba.
nuggets, all the little Easter eggs. It's crazy.
Yes. All right, so you want to talk about the actual music now?
yeah, and then just producers to note: most of Meet Miley Cyrus was produced by Rock Mafia.
Always Rock Mafia.
Yep, they're a duo. I forget what their names are, but they're a duo production team, and their fingerprints are all over Vanessa Hudgens, Selena Gomez, Demi Lovato. And fun fact:
Their music, not them, I hope.
Not right. Right.
You never know, though.
Quite on that whole. Anyways.
Oh no.
Well, yeah, look at Dr. Luke and all that.
Yep.
Fun fact: Cyrus co-wrote 8 of the 10 tracks on Meet Miley Cyrus.
That's impressive.
Yeah, and it debuted, surprise, surprise, at number 1 on the Billboard 200. First week sales were over 300,000. It became quadruple platinum, so it sold over 4 million copies.
Damn.
Crazy.
All from a TV. Like, this is insane. And Cyrus was also the 7th solo artist to chart at number 1 on the Billboard 200 under the age of 18.
Damn.
An icon from the jump. Like, she was always going to be this. And like, I think she knew it. I think she knew she was always going to be an icon. And she did.
Yeah. I mean, after that Mamma Mia performance and just
that was it. This is for me.
Yeah. She's like, I'm more than the dancing queen. I am queen of Disney.
Right. Disney queen, period.
So critics, this is what the critics had to say. AllMusic expressed concern that Cyrus was in danger of being overshadowed by the role she plays, but complimented the incorporation of shiny, synth-driven pop and strummy acoustic ballads would take her beyond that. We'll say.
That's interesting though about feeling overshadowed.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, that's true. Like, I know she like has a complicated but like beloved relationship with like the character. Hannah.
Yeah.
A lot of stars, like child stars, struggle with that.
Common Sense Media criticized its production for being synthesized and overproduced, and added that the records would irritate anyone with more mature musical taste.
Please. Okay, go listen to something stale then. But
Yeah.
What? Like,
Sometimes I'm just like, why did you have children then? Like the things people get annoyed with, I'm just like,
Yeah.
your kid, you're gonna have to deal with stuff that you don't like all the time.
Yes.
Because you have kids.
Baby Shark.
Stop.
Plugged In provided a favorable review. They said it's a the album's a great pick for Cyrus's tween fan base and compared its musical style to that of Ashley Simpson. Others went on to compare Cyrus's album to Hilary Duff and Avril Lavigne. Now, let's get in the album. The first song,
Iconic.
It peaked at number 10 on the Billboard Hot 100. See You Again.
I can't wait.
I got my sights set on you, and I'm ready to aim.
Yo,
So good.
I love this song.
the like bass, it's like a little western, like the don
Yes!
like
Yes!
that is crazy to my like young ears. I was like, this is
Yes!
insane.
It brings back like the country sound, but it sounds like a club. Like I
Yes.
feel like as a kid, I was like, this is what people listen to at the club.
Yes.
This is what you go clubbing to.
And the beginning always reminds me of Sweet Dreams Are Made of These.
Oh, it does.
Ah.
Also, the number of times I have said in my life, oh, she's just being Miley.
She's just being Miley.
She's just being Miley. Like, it's such a great way to excuse someone's behavior.
Right.
Like, if you're within our age group, like, I feel like you could easily say that and people will understand the reference.
Exactly.
And even if they don't, like, I feel like it's something that can go beyond this context. Like, it's just gotta be a
Absolutely.
thing that we say now.
Yeah.
Right. And I wonder if she still talks to Leslie at all. Her best
Right,
friend
her
Leslie.
best friend Leslie.
Literally.
That's a good question.
Well, I wouldn't be shocked because I know that she has said that she doesn't really have famous friends
Mhm.
because when she was like firing shots at Taylor Swift at one point, because like someone asked her like if she wanted to be part of the
Oh,
squad,
the squad.
Taylor Swift squad, and she was like, no. She basically
No.
said like something about them like looking fake, and she's like, she's like, I don't have celebrity friends. Like I'm like no.
Right.
And I was like, damn. So Leslie could still be in Miley's
She's still on the
life.
roster. I hope.
Yeah.
I hope.
Oh,
So funny enough, so Miley helped write this song, but when she was composing tracks for Meet Miley Cyrus, she originally was very apprehensive in regards to adding See You Again to the album.
Ah.
Quote, I'm not sure about this song. I don't think I want to put it on the album. I don't really like it that much. It's just
Girl.
okay. But then she was convinced to record it, and once she listened to the finished product, she changed her mind and now sees it in a positive light and decided to include it. And good thing she did.
Right.
the last time I freaked
It's a
out.
top 10 hit.
The last time I freaked out, I just couldn't
Yeah.
get down. Like,
I just stuttered.
just the stutter, the onomatopoeia type. Come on. Like,
Oh, it's so good. And like growing up, because what did I say? It was 13 or 14 at this point.
Yeah.
Like I feel like I like tried to like ironically love it, but I just loved it.
right.
You know? Like I was like, don't kid yourself, Paige. You're not too cool for Hannah Montana. This is a great fucking song.
Yeah.
Yeah. That song, I feel like that was one of the first songs I heard by, just Miley. I think that was
Yeah.
probably the intro, even though I wasn't listening to the album all the way through at first, but I found that on like the iTunes store and I was like, oh, this is just Miley. Like, this is crazy. And I loved it. Amazing.
Oh, the iTunes store.
Yeah.
It was probably 99 cents for a song.
Yeah, and I
not
paid.
anymore.
I was like, I'm gonna pay for this. Even if it was $129, I paid for it. Right.
Yeah.
East Northumberland? Is that how you say that?
Yeah, East Northumberland
Northumberland
High.
Yo, this is like full pop punk.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I love it.
This was such a burn, like to the
to
guy.
to whoever she's
I
singing
wonder who
about.
that was about. One of her like high school like flings or crushes.
I'm guessing so.
Yeah, I mean, like, where is this school?
Is it real?
I don't know.
I've never actually looked this up. Like she grew up in Franklin, Tennessee, I think. I don't know much about
Is that where she
Franklin.
grew up in Tennessee? I know Paramore is from Franklin, Tennessee.
Yeah, Franklin. That's
Oh my
funny.
god, all these famous musicians from Franklin,
Franklin.
Tennessee. Okay, so not the lyrics, but the sound reminds me of a Bowling for Soup song. Like it sounds like Bowling for Soup could have sung this, including the random like backing vocals. And I'm gonna play a part and tell me, like this sounds like Jarrett from Bowling for Soup.
I love it.
I love it so much. Like to me, this used to go on Manufactured Bops, and that guy even sounds like Jarrett from Bowling for Soup. But he's not. No one's credited though, right? As the guy singing.
I didn't look into that, but see,
it sounds like
I
him.
put this was like a fun, quirky song, but I don't think it's a manufactured bop like "See You Again."
I think it can be both because I want to have the nostalgic hits, but I also want to add to the playlist things that I did not realize until adulthood, and I'm like, no,
this one missed me too. I think I didn't listen to East North Cumberland High until like a few months ago, and as soon as I did, I was like, this is something I would have eaten up as a kid, and I'm glad I'm getting to eat it up now. Like
exactly. Like I'm so happy this podcast brought me to this song.
Right.
And then, but I do think it's funny that she like at the end ad-libs again, but it sounds quite enthusiastic. She just goes rock and roll.
Yeah.
At the very end, and I'm like, okay.
Come on. I love when they leave in like the little like end of the take. Like I love that. Yeah.
She was tired, okay?
Yeah, but, okay,
this has me touring, filming, press tours. Let's dance.
Let's dance.
Let's dance.
For the weekend. Oh, Lord. I love it.
Yeah, I wrote, is this song camp? Because I love camp, and I actually love this.
I forgot about this song. I knew that I listened to it as a kid, but like looking back, I was like, what song is this? And then I heard it, and I was like...
I don't think I know it, but it's like, it has like a country western showdown kind of vibe with the guitars that turns into like a girl group pop song.
It's like instead of a duel,
music.
it's like a dance duel.
Yeah.
Let's dance.
It's giving, to me, it gave like almost like a salsa vibe to me for some reason.
Okay,
like,
yeah.
I got more of a, like, I don't know, like maracas and stuff type.
Yeah.
But I loved it though, because it's like, that's what I think of. Like the little emoji, the girl in the flamenco dress, that's what I think of when I listen to
this. Did you like when the drum went boom da boom da bum? Because
boom da, I loved when the drum went boom da boom da bum. I love that.
Also, I feel really stupid, but who is Mr. Lim? Because she says, as soon as my album goes #1, Mr. Lim, I'd like a Rolex with 40 diamonds.
Yeah.
That's not something I recognize.
Okay, I was like,
it's John Lind, and he's a hit songwriter who served as an A&R executive for the album, so sarcastic.
Mr. Lim is an A&R person? That you said?
Yeah.
Wait.
Artist and repertoire.
So this was not something that kids were supposed to know. This was like a free...
This was just for her.
This was like inside baseball Easter egg. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
But I mean, like, she knew what she was worth because this album was quadruple platinum, so
she could get she could get quite a few Rolexes with 40 diamonds.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm guessing you didn't like it, Morgan?
I wrote that I liked the quirky guitar, but like I just had mixed feelings.
It's not the strongest. I feel like it's definitely not because I would have remembered it otherwise. Like I had to listen to it and be like, oh, I do remember this. But it still hits, but it's not.
Hits in a way where I'm like, this is corny. And
yes,
but I enjoy it. Sometimes like enjoy things for the cornball factor.
Right.
And that's what happened here for me.
Speaking of cornball factor, oh yeah.
Gino, let's go.
Oh my gosh. That's an anthem. For real.
Yeah, it is.
It's an anthem.
I'd say it's like ultimate camp. It's fun as hell. I have nostalgia for it, even though I like would make fun of it. I still loved it.
Yeah.
Like, let's go at GNO.
She created an acronym because like before this, that wasn't really a thing. But if you say GNO, now I would know what you're talking about. Like,
exactly. And
iconic.
One person on YouTube 7 years ago, I guess he's a guy because he commented, GNO works for boys too. Guys' night out. This song is my jam for going out with my boys.
Hold on. No.
Don't try to co-opt a GNO.
Too late. No. Absolutely not.
Really GNO.
Oh, man.
I also thought this was really sweet. Somebody said, this was 12 years ago, this song brings back so many childhood memories. Me and my best friend at the time were driving to a Hannah Montana concert without knowing it. The song came on, and I started singing along like I knew it. And my mom, best friend, and my boyfriend's mom were all cracking up. Good times. Isn't that cute though? Like, can you imagine singing GNO like in your family car with your parents driving you to like, we're just going out,
Right.
and then you end up at a Hannah concert?
Oh
What a
my god,
surprise.
like place and time. That's
So
amazing.
sweet. I also forgot about the breakdown.
Oh, yeah.
Hey boy, don't you wish you could have been a good boy?
This was like her forecasting her like can't be tamed.
Yes!
Like era. It's the same energy to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. She was definitely channeling that here.
Yeah, I totally forgot
Right.
about
That's
that
a great way to think
bridge
about
as
it.
well.
Yeah.
That breakdown of GNO with the Hey Boy also reminded me of Avril Lavigne's Girlfriend, where the
Yes!
breakdown.
Yeah.
There's so many songs like that, like the pop anthems from
Yeah.
that time where it has a little breakdown,
Exactly.
and I love that.
Same.
There should be more of that.
Yes.
Yeah, I feel like is there
Little Mama and
Oh, you know who Chapel Rowan's kind of been doing that.
yeah.
A lot of like talk singing. Like, hey girl, like I love that
Mhm.
shit.
I love that.
Right here.
Right here.
Ballad
Right
in.
here. I love that one. That one's like softer. Like it's definitely not like a hit, but it's like it touches me. That's very nostalgic. And I think I did like a cover of that when I was like 11 on Facebook.
Adorable.
And I wanted to find it, but it's definitely lost in like the internet
that's a
ether
shame.
somewhere. But like I remember being that age, like with my little webcam and like singing over an instrumental to that
The
song and
horrible
being
quality webcams that like
Yeah.
everyone looked blue,
Yeah.
like because of the way it was so. What a time!
It was an era. It was an era, and I was like, "This is the only song that I would cover on my shitty webcam." Like,
Did you have like a best friend that it went out to when you were?
I had a best friend at the time, and I wasn't even thinking about her when I was singing. I was literally just thinking about I want to be like Miley. Like I was literally so fixated on like I want this to sound like Miley Cyrus. I wasn't even thinking about the message of the song. But I think when I was just listening to the song, I was thinking more about the message. I was like, best friend.
Yeah, I guess like oh, never mind. This is on Miley's side. So I was like, this is about Lily. But no, this is not but this isn't the Hannah Montana side.
It's about Leslie.
It's
It's
about
about
Leslie. I bet it is about Leslie. Next we have As I Am.
I just put it was okay.
I would say that this song goes out to my friends who are too depressed to leave the house or to hang out because they say, I won't be much fun tonight, and I can't believe you still want to hang around me. It's not so pretty all the time. You don't mind. To you, it's all right. I was like, oh.
I love it. I feel like that song and Right Here are very similar. It makes sense that they're back to back in the album because I feel like they have a similar place in my mind in terms of like they're sweet and they're like supportive anthems, and I'm like, we need that.
Yes.
We need that.
Yes. The guitar toward the end I wrote reminded me of Blink 182. Why does this remind me of Blink 182?
I don't know. Let's hear it.
Yeah.
I guess
Yeah.
Nate again.
What's my
age for the first time? Oh my gosh, it's so cute.
It is really cute. And then it makes sense, like you were saying, that they would go together. They kind of have the slower energy, the like friendship, I'll be there for you, see me for me thing. And then we go into Start All Over, completely switch up the vibe.
Yeah.
I love Start All Over.
I love that song. I love it. I'm always like, what happened to like what sparked this song? It's like a very like fresh. I mean, it's literally Start All Over. It feels like she's like popping out. Like, what is it? Rip me out the plastic. I've been acting brand new. That's the energy.
Do you remember the music video?
Of course.
Yeah, because they played it all the time on the Disney Channel. The things I distinctly we rewatched it, but the things that I distinctly remembered before we were watching it were one, that outfit.
Yes.
Like red skinnies with the suspenders hanging down.
Very
around
Avril
her
Lavigne
waist.
vibes.
The vest, the graphic tee, the black boots, like the cuffs. I wanted that outfit. It was so cool.
The chunky highlights.
The very chunky highlights. Yeah, I remembered like the balloons in the street and like the school bus and stuff. And I think it's supposed to be what, like she's dreaming or something.
Yeah, because she like wakes up or something, or she goes to bed, something like that. Yeah.
And then it's like, was it a dream at all? Because we get some product placement.
Yep.
of an HP photo printer.
Smart printer, yeah.
So she's back in bed sleeping, and then on the printer, like you see printing like a screenshot, like a snapshot of basically the music video. So it's like, oh, it was real. Actually, it wasn't a dream.
Yo, they were really cooking with this whole concept of this
Yeah.
video. It was very like Miley. I feel like that was the first look I got at like her like essence as just Miley, and I was like, this is a rock star. Like she's clearly that's what she is, literally.
Yeah, she's in your face. Like it's not like, and they really went there with a music video. It's not like and this isn't Allie and AJ's fault, but like some of their music videos that Disney did, I don't know if they were just like being lazy or they didn't have the budget for it, because I know Miley obviously was making a ton of money for them. But like a lot of it was just like, here you are on a green screen, or like with a bunch of lights. Like, no, this was a full set. This had a full
and like choreographed like moving parts and stuff. Yes. Theatrical.
Yeah, and like because I don't know if it actually was shot in one take. There may have been like some sneaky things they did to not have to do it all in one take, but like it appears like they shot it in one take, which is impressive.
Yeah.
And someone commented, "Yo, I just got the irony of this video. The one take shot. If they mess up, they have to wait for it.
Start all over.
No!
Damn.
That's crazy. And I have to go and watch this after this. This video went triple platinum in my house, like on my YouTube history. Crazy. Like I watched this on repeat literally for like hours.
So good.
Well, because it was the only music video from this album. See You Again didn't have a music video. Just fan videos on YouTube.
Right.
She kept us craving it because unlike other peers, even though they were talented, like she had charisma and stage presence.
Yeah.
Like, and you can tell in this video, it's like in my opinion, it's gone pretty unmatched amongst the Disney queens. We're still going today. Like Demi is pretty up there, but like I don't know, like Miley she has it.
She has it, and she does. She's the blueprint for a lot of these girlies. I feel like.
I was about to say like Raven. She has those. You maybe call it a triple threat of like being able to sing, being able to act, having that comedic timing. Like
the comedic timing is really important.
Yeah. And like as a kid, you don't notice that as much, but like I'll sit down and watch Raven episodes to this day, and I'm like, it's just so good.
Yeah.
It holds up. It really does. I watched like all of That's So Raven in like 2020, sometime during the pandemic probably. And I was like, yes. Because I rewatched That's So Raven, like Wizards, Hannah Montana. I rewatched all of it. And I was like,
still pretty fresh then.
Right. Refreshed. It's still good. Like I would go back and watch it today. Like
exactly. Agreed.
Clear. So I didn't know where this song was gonna go because like
I was perplexed at first.
It's an interesting vibe to chew on. It is.
Got like some reggae ska fusion going on.
I wrote they should have saved this for Bridget Mendler.
But not Miss Bridget Badu. Yo.
The reggae. I was like,
you're right. She probably would have
I was like, if we're gonna have a white girl Disney star singing this, I'm sorry, it should be Bridget Mendler. Like,
you're right. She was still cooking. She wasn't ready yet for this.
Yeah, it's true.
They could have held it off.
Yeah, doesn't it start with like video game music?
It's like
all over the place.
And then reggae.
And then it comes in with the it's immediate reggae after the I loved that song. I'll be honest, like I loved it because it was so weird. And I think what I focus on with her songs is like her voice more than anything. And the melody that she carries in that song is so sick to me. Like I love like the lyrics. The reggae thing is different. It's very different. But I can get with it. I can get with it.
I want the music to flabbergast me.
Yes. Like where are we? What are we doing?
I think we should talk about her voice because it's so distinct.
Yes.
Even before she had what happened? She had something wrong with her throat that she had to get surgery.
She had a node.
Yeah, something. That was like years back, but like this was even before the surgery. Like her voice was like nothing I had ever heard.
Yeah. Yeah. It's so different than any other. Like, it has like a rasp to it.
Yeah, it
but,
does.
Like, she hits every note. Like, she can belt. Like, it's everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would argue that for older millennials, like Britney Spears and Christina Aguilera were like, if you want to be a singer, that's who you looked up to. I think for the younger millennials, it was Miley Cyrus.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's true.
Honestly.
Like, I'm pretty like mid-millennial, right? Or no, tail end.
Yes.
You're like
tail
toward
end.
the tail, yeah.
Toward the tail end, yeah. So like Britney, I remember like having Britney's CD, but again, that was like more my cousin. So I think you're right. Like, I was coming of age with Miley.
Yeah.
Right. And she's
What a
like, I
privilege.
mean, she's iconic. Like we've said this whole time. Like, I think her
Yeah.
voice is so different even than like Christina and Britney, that she's created her own blueprint in that. Because still, she has the Southern thing too. Like, you can still hear her twang in a lot of her songs as well. And that was new to so many people who are not like from the South or whatever.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I would be remiss if I didn't mention this. And how did I forget? When Miley did the country version of "See You Again" for like YouTube.
I have not seen this.
I haven't seen this either. Wait, I'm like, what? Like,
See You Again.
that's crazy.
Oh
Because
my
it
God,
already has that little Western.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh my God.
Oh, it sounds so good.
It fits. That twang, like her twang is crazy.
Ooh.
And she's leaning into it there. She's really leaning into that twang.
That awoken something in me. I was like, I totally forgot that she did like a country version of "See You Again."
I would love that if she did a whole country album, like redoing
amazing.
like a lot of her music. That'd be.
I'd love to hear her revisit some of these tracks, and I don't know if she's in a place where she would want to.
Right?
God, so many
Like
of us would
how
absolutely
Demi
eat that
did.
up.
Like, yeah, because Demi released a bunch of like heavy metal versions.
And Ali and AJ did.
Right,
Ali
and AJ did their whole potential breakup song with the curse words in it.
My fucking birthday.
Yes, because you know they wanted to do it from the jump, but they
couldn't.
Good and Broken. I said, nah, no thoughts.
I liked it, but back to pop punk. I thought it was an interesting concept lyrically. We are broken chains. Yeah, good and broken. Like the concept of breaking free from conformity.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't have a lot of nostalgia behind it. But it's like, again, like I don't think there's really. I don't think so. There's no song that I'm like, you need to skip this. I can't listen to this. Everything is like
all of these songs are solid. Some of them are like more iconic than others in terms of like broader appeal. Good and Broken, I feel like most people don't even know that it's on the album so much. I don't know.
Yeah.
Did you remember?
I love that song, and I feel like it's denser, like as far as the topic goes. For some reason,
exactly.
It feels more teenage than like tween to me, like that one. And I love that.
And then lastly, I Miss You, which is dedicated to Miley Cyrus's grandfather who passed away in February of 2006. And yeah, this one just took me back. I remember listening to this and being like, oh, I love that she dedicated it to her grandfather.
So sweet. I knew it would never be in a million years, but like a sliver of me hoped it would be a cover of Blink-182's I Miss You. It would be good, wouldn't it?
That one yet. Like, I didn't get onto that song until I was in high school, onto the Blink-182 one. I wasn't ready for it. But like, I'd love to see her cover that.
She could have made it a country twang version.
Right? It would be good with like
I miss you. I miss you.
Where are you?
It could work. I love the lyric, you used to call me your dreamer, and now I'm living out my dreams.
Oh,
that is sweet.
Bless.
Yeah.
That's so sweet. Like, she knew she was a living legacy for her family. Like, I think she knew from the jump she was, like, fulfilling her family's dreams. Even though Billy Ray obviously did his thing, I think she superseded him in a lot of ways.
Oh, like, hell yeah.
Period, you know?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, so I, like, after listening through both of these albums, it was interesting to see, because again, this is like the first two that we talked about that I actually listened to when they came out. And so to kind of see what I still liked and what stuck with me, it was really interesting. Like, because it's such a pivotal time in your life, you know, kind of hearing those songs, you just get attached to them.
Yeah. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I feel like there's quite a few I want to add to Manufactured Bops. So next for Miley was the Best of Both Worlds tour to promote the album's release. Ticketmaster officials said
they didn't name it the Best of Both Worlds World Tour.
No, they
Best
did
of
not.
Both Worlds tour.
Like High School Musical, the musical, the series.
I can't stand that like title. Like,
but when my sister, who's younger than me, first told me about it, I was like,
"Is that a joke?"
Yeah, I was like, I was like, you're kidding, right? Like, I didn't believe that was the real title. But I'm like, they went there.
They went there all the way there, and they went too far.
Too far.
Too far.
So Ticketmaster said that there hadn't been a demand of this level or intensity since the Beatles or Elvis.
Yo.
The tour's success led to the theatrical release of the 3D concert film Hannah Montana and Miley Cyrus Best of Both Worlds concert, which became the highest selling concert film of all time at the time.
That's wild.
Yeah.
I feel like she and, like, I know y'all said you're going to maybe talk about boys later. Justin Bieber are both succeeded in bringing out just massive hordes of, like, tweenage girls to, like, stadiums and stuff. And unmatched. Like, crazy.
Yeah. And in 2009, she released The Climb as a single she did the Hannah Montana film. Then 2010 through 2012, that would be her Can't Be Tamed era, and there she's focusing more on acting.
Yeah, she's with Liam at this point, right?
I think so, because that's probably when the last song was around. Then we have the Mangers and Miley Cyrus and Her Dead Pets era. After that, we have her on The Voice and Younger Now. Then I still need to see this, but then she had her She Is Coming and Black Mirror era. I've still seen the Black Mirror episode. We should watch that. We got Plastic Hearts and other TV projects, and then today, Endless Summer Vacation. So, man, has she come along?
She's been working.
She really has been working.
Her whole life she's been working.
Yeah.
For real.
Take a break.
Take a break.
Take a break. Sorry.
Take a break.
If you want to, like, talk a little bit more about the machine here and just, like, the crap she was involved in, I was definitely a misogynist when I was a kid, and also, like, closeted queer, so I just, like, was a little bitch hater. But I remember I was a little bitch hater.
That's funny.
I was just too gay to realize what was happening. But I remember being like, oh, this is so weird. But, like, in April 2008, several pictures of her in her underwear and swimsuit were leaked online by a teenager who hacked her Gmail, which is fucked up.
Yes.
So she's little. But then the thing that I was like, oh, this is so weird. And I do think it was weird, but it wasn't Miley's doing. When she was 15 years old at the time, when she did the topless photo by Annie Leibovitz for Vanity Fair. Do you remember that?
I don't remember either.
I vaguely remember that.
It looked like she was naked and only covered in sheet. And I think also her dad was in the photo. And it was like, it was just odd. It was just odd. But
I don't remember either of these things.
And people like, this is very controversial. I'm like, well, yeah, it's weird because, like, why are we doing this?
Right. She had that whole era where she was trying to break away from the Disney, and she did a lot of things to do that. She kind of I don't know. I don't judge any, like, I feel like she had to do what she had to do, whatever.
Exactly.
But she pushed, like, those boundaries.
Yeah, and that's the other thing is, like, these are, like, she was 15. She was a child.
Yeah.
There are adults who are directing her in this way, and I'm like, that's really creepy that they were doing some of that stuff. But I mean, good for her. Miley said to Vogue at one point, so later past this like
scandal,
scandal, She said, I carried some guilt and shame around myself for years because of how much controversy and upset I really caused. Now that I'm an adult, I realize how harshly I was judged. I was harshly judged as a child by adults, and now as an adult, I realized that I would never harshly judge a child. Exactly.
Mhm.
Like,
That's deep.
it's so weird when people like, because again, like I bought into it because it was like I was a kid, and that was just like what people did. But now that I'm an adult, I'm like, I was a kid. Why are all these adults like? What are the adults' excuse
Yeah.
Right.
like
I'm still
coming
figuring
down
out
on
how
the
to be a human
kid?
person. Like, what are y'all
Yeah.
doing? Yeah.
Yeah, like, come
Yeah.
on. What the hell is happening? Very creepy. Again, if you're gonna be weird about it, at least blame the parents, like, who are having her do this stuff. Like, why would you criticize this young kid?
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, and this is the quote I was talking about earlier. She had told Elle, once I was 18, I felt ridiculous. The minute I had sex, I was kind of like, I can't put the fucking wig on again. It got weird.
Yo. I had never heard that quote, but I get it. I understand.
Right? I'm like, okay, like, how am I supposed to pretend? Like,
Yeah.
well, I mean, I
Right.
know that the thing that idea of feeling like a phony, and a fraud role model is real because remember that's what we talked about with when we learned about Demi Lovato.
Yep.
A big part of like she already had issues with like eating disorders and all that and feeling bad, and she was sexually assaulted, but like the way she would self-medicate would get worse because she's like, people want me to be a role model or think I'm a
Yeah.
role model, and I'm out here partying, so I'm just gonna keep leaning into the like all this like toxicity because I'm a bad person. So
Mhm.
Right.
honestly, the stuff that Miley went through like could have been a lot worse. Like, I'm sure she went through a bunch of shit, but like I know her career like kind of careened for a bit with the
Mhm.
controversy, but I don't know.
I think she never lost herself in it. Like,
Yeah.
she was always, it never came across as like she's insecure or she's doing these things like, you know, she's not doing any habits that I feel like were detrimental to her. She was just very much being loudly what she wanted to be at that time. And people did not know what to do with that because it's so different than what she had been
Great
for
way to
all
put
those years prior.
She is someone who, as we say, alluding to our intro, broke the mold.
Yes.
She is
did.
an icon who broke the mold.
Definitely.
She did, like, and she's still doing it. Like, she's going
She
back to
is.
brunette now. Like, she dyed her hair brunette again. I'm like,
Yes.
okay, Miley Stewart is back.
I can't believe that this was her first Grammy that she won.
Yeah,
Right?
that's
I
crazy.
didn't know that.
For what was it, for Flowers?
I
Yeah,
didn't know that. Wow.
Yeah, I that boggles my mind.
long overdue. Long overdue.
Seriously.
She finally got her flowers.
That's what I was saying. I was like, it's perfect. Okay.
Oh my god, I didn't even think of that.
Yeah.
All right.
my
Well,
God.
thank you so much, Jorden,
Yeah, thank
for
you.
talking to us. I guess I do want to know, though, since we've kind of wrapped up about Miley's career, if you want to talk a little bit about your music, maybe
Yeah.
how if Miley or Disney Channel at all influenced us, and if you want to tell us, influenced you, and if you want to tell us a little bit about you. I think you have an EP out. I was listening to it.
Yeah.
So yeah, plug your shit.
No, yeah. Okay, I literally played a show yesterday. There's like a festival going on in town, and I played it. I have a song on my EP called Rigor Mortis, and I say that's my Hannah Montana song because it's very like, I don't know. If you go back and listen to it, like maybe you'll hear it now that I've said it. At the beginning, I throw in some na 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 na. Like it's very like
Yes.
you gotta like. The Hannah's in there, and I always say like she's a huge inspiration for my music. Even now as like a grown-ass woman,
Yeah.
I'm like always calling back to like 11-year-old Jorden listening to like this album that we've talked about, and I'm like it's always present, even if it doesn't sound exactly derivative. I'm always thinking in my Hannah Montana brain when I'm making music.
Yeah,
so,
I love that.
Yeah, she's like
Always.
ingrained into like our DNA as
yeah.
just a people
And
generation.
sometimes I'm like, maybe I should distance myself from it, but I literally don't think I could if I tried. Like, it's like you can listen to music that's different than the music you make, and I can't turn off the Hannah in my brain. Like, I literally, it's always there. So,
I love that. I mean, that just goes to show how, again,
Yep.
I mean, what's a synonym for iconic, but legendary?
legendary, trailblazing.
Where can the people follow you?
The people can follow me on TikTok at __Jorden__. I'm on Instagram at @nonbright, and I have links to all of my music on Spotify and all the streaming platforms and everything. I'm gonna drop another EP at some point because my last one was a couple years ago, but it's still a work in progress. I'm not gonna rush myself. I'm not
not
gonna
rush
do like
yourself.
year by year like Miley.
Yes,
take your time.
exactly.
Take my time. I don't have a Billy Ray over my shoulder. Music out. So.
All right. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. Yeah. Ooh.
Thank you again for listening. If you enjoyed this episode and the season overall, please leave us a review. That's all for season 2, but we can't wait to see you again in season 3.